Welcome everybody to what is going to be the final episode in the Buffalo Bulls Dynasty on College Football 25. A year ago, we won our first championship in the series after 8 seasons of building this team up. And year 9 has been all about defending the title and trying to get back to repeat as champions. And today we take this series into the college football playoff for now the 3rd time in the Dynasty. We have some new faces that have emerged and made this team again championship caliber. Last year was special and this team is trying to follow in their footsteps. Series stars have a chance to claim a 2nd title before this journey is all wrapped up. Thank you all for supporting this series from the very beginning around 1 year ago. It's great to have these games back. I love doing the Dynasty content. And now get ready for one final playoff run. The Bulls have returned. One final challenge. And we open in the college football playoffs against the Michigan Wolverines, the only team that's defeated us in a playoff game previously. The Bulls come in with a lot of momentum, winning every game since the embarrassment against Syracuse, closing with 5 consecutive wins in dominant fashion, including 58 points against Boston College. The past game might not be as dynamic as it's been in seasons past, but again, we were the number 1 team running the football in all of college football. And the defense has been strong against the run and great at racking up both sacks and interceptions this year. Michigan will test this run defense that has been better than maybe it's ever been. Paul Van Horn is the lead running back, and our loss to Michigan a few years ago was because of their ability to run the football. We have 2 of the top 3 rushing teams in this matchup, but Michigan really needs that run game to carry the team because quarterback Joseph Troop got hurt in the Big Ten championship game. He cannot play today, and Cliff Snyder will. Snyder was 1 for 6 with 2 interceptions in his absence as they lost to the Oregon Ducks. And I'm so happy here in the first round you get a chance to play at home. For one final time, everybody, welcome to Buffalo, New York. This place is packed. 9 years ago, it never looked like this. And now here are the Bulls defending their title, looking to add another trophy to their collection. And let's get this underway, everybody, beginning with the Bulls' opening possession. The offense has closed the regular season in great form. We threw for over 400 yards in the season finale. And here's Kenyon Traylor on the quick hitter, and Carl Agnew breaks out on the screen. Quick gain of 21 yards. To the 44-yard line, we're going to Marco Lacombo's way, and he gets denied. That's a loss of 1. Setting up 3rd down where Traylor steps up and gets hit before he can deliver for Carl Agnew. Trying to set up that comeback route. Successful opening sequence for the Wolverines, and they take the field for their first drive. But they're backed up here at the 4. Running to the outside, and this is top running back Paul Van Horn. Strength versus strength here, and early they're just trying to get some room for the offense. And Buffalo is up for the challenge. 3 consecutive good stops against Van Horn. And quickly back on offense with a short field. It's DeMarco Lacombo. He cuts it back, heads across the 30, and picks up a first down. He gets a rest. Keenan Cleveland now in the game as Traylor rolls, and he finds Carl Agnew on the crossing pattern. Buffalo gets their first red zone trip. Jimmy Sampson now in, and he gets level on the swing screen. Trying to get all the running backs involved early, but we have to back up. 3rd and goal, leaping, touchdown! Traylor to Carl Agnew. Maybe the best catch we've seen from him all season. Great release. The cornerback is having to catch up from the get-go. And Agnew makes a catch that he really wasn't making during the regular season. Some of those tough ones, he wasn't able to find a way in contested situations as often. But a 7-0 start. Michigan ball, and here's Paul Van Horn. He runs right up the middle. I had the feeling early on that they weren't going to throw it if they didn't have to. Van Horn across the 50, 38 yards on his first 5. Feels a bit like they're hiding their quarterback here, but he does throw a good bubble screen here to the outside. And Cliff Snyder has the Wolverines here at the 28. He looks toward the end zone, and the pass is intercepted. Devontae Carrion picks it off, and Michigan makes the first big mistake of the ball game. They had the start of something nice there, and then they decide to open up the offense a bit when it was maybe better off being contained and more ground-focused. It's Buffalo ball now at the 22, trying to beat the blitz, and this is complete. Nelly Jarrell out to the 43. There's 21 yards. Trailer looking good early on, rolling out on first down and letting it fly for Agnew inside the 10. What a hot streak Carl Agnew is on. No one can keep up with him. He had back-to-back 100-yard games going into the postseason. Here's Keenan Cleveland. Cannot break the plane. He's out. Lacombo's in and leaps for the Buffalo touchdown. Early a 14-0 start. And when you're in Michigan's shoes without your starting quarterback and you want to win a more low-scoring physical game, you don't want to go down 14-0 early. Here's Paul Van Horn getting the first down, just hoping to avoid big plays. But big conversion here on this 3rd and 3. Getting them into 3rd down is the primary goal here. Just try to force them into a passing situation, but the offense is on schedule. 3rd down, there's a play. Made in the backfield by George Robbins. Field goal team comes out for the Wolverines. And we'll let them have all the 3-point tries they want. 14-3 in the first half. Buffalo in control. Can they build up the lead here? 5.5 to go in the first half. Kenyon Traylor pulls it back. Maybe the spin is a little unnecessary, but a first down run of 15. Traylor then to the air. 8 in coverage. They still get pressure, but he throws right through the middle for Buck Giacobbe. He's had a nice season. Later in the drive, 3rd down and too low on the attempt for Carl Agnew. Field goal team on 52 yards. And the kick from Charlie Bowanko is no good. I was waiting for the wind to take it. I thought the wind was going to help us out there. Michigan gets the ball back. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Down 11. You got to throw a bit here in these spots, and that's a nice wide open run and catch there for the tight end. Cliff Snyder continuing to throw, and that's tight coverage. Batted away by Tyreek Carmona, the DB of the year. But Michigan's going to leave the offense on, and Paul Van Horn converts, and the drive continues. Inside of a minute to go in the first half. Really good protection, and he can run a bit now. Inside the 10, all the way to the 5. Never want to give up those easier yards like that to the quarterback. Now from the 5, pass, caught for the touchdown in the back of the end zone. And just like that, Michigan is back in this game. After going down 14-0, it's 14-10 at the half. It looked like we might run away with this game early, but not so fast. Michigan now with the chance to take the lead in the second half. They're at midfield. Running Paul Van Horn once again into the secondary. Very effective start for him. Nearly 10 yards per rush. 115 already, continuing to gash. Not many teams ran for over 100 yards against us this season. They're well over that, but on first down, there's a sack. That throws off the entire game plan for a rushing team. Now you're throwing on second down, and they are able to get 14 and convert. Back on track. Paul Van Horn, he's across, and the Wolverines have made it 17 unanswered and take the lead in Buffalo. Needing to wake up and end this Wolverines run. Here's Kenyon Traylor setting up the screen for Keenan Cleveland. Unable to get the first down yardage. So we bring in Lacumbo on 3rd down, and he's got it. Juking to the left to the 49. We have Traylor again, 3rd and 10 later in the drive, and the pass sails on him by Keenan Cleveland. They got the pressure just in time. Had Cleveland caught that, there was a lot of room ahead of him. Michigan suddenly in full control. As we punted away, Ross Fatini-Kuhn, the senior punter, angles and knocks them out at the 1. So we got them pinned deep here inside their own 1-yard line. And Paul Van Horn, he's wrapped up for the safety. Buffalo puts 2 on the board. Look at the dominance by Amir Quarterman. Determined to get the points and the ball back in the hands of the offense. Down by 1 late 3rd, Kenyon Traylor dumps it. Here's Lacumbo. Just a few yards here. You don't want to deflate the energy here. You got to get a conversion. And thankfully, we get a good spot there on the Sampson run. Jimmy Sampson again. Now some more room to run. He gets 9. On to the 4th quarter. Buffalo 3rd and 2. And Cleveland runs into a downed Addison Rhodes. He gets overpowered, thrown in front of Keenan Cleveland. So we're going for it here, no doubt about it. Lacumbo's in the game, and DeMarco gets the 1st down, falling forward. At the Michigan 41, here's Traylor. He completes it. Buck Giacobbe stopped a little short. We're going for it again. Lacumbo, another conversion. And we're trying to get this thing downfield now. Lacumbo stays in, up the middle, running into the secondary again. They'll give him 9. And with the safeties back, again, more Lacumbo, just wearing them out at this point. And then setting up the play fake, and Agnew makes the catch at the 1. Good coverage, but he got just enough separation. From the 1, DeMarco Lacumbo, another Buffalo touchdown. Bulls back in front in what was expected to be an incredible 4th quarter finish. We're going for 2. Traylor throwing, and it's jumped, intercepted. On this play, I wanted to hit Giacobbe in the flat, but they covered this play pretty well. Was just hoping we could split the 2 defenders here, but unable to, and it's a 5-point game. Michigan takes over. Paul Van Horn cannot let him just run down the field and make this easy. On 2nd down, they fake it, and again pay the price. Play action sack for Eric Sharp. 3rd down and 14, and we have only a few minutes to go in the game. That's a huge loss. And again, taken down by Braden Augustine. The pass rush this year, of course, has fueled much of our success. Look at him split the double team. One of the most dominant players this year for Buffalo. So we're getting it back. We have a chance to make sure they never touch the football again in this one. It's Jimmy Sampson. Great run back to the Buffalo 46. And of course, you want to run the clock out here. 2nd down and 13 though, and wrapped up on the play. Good coverage. They had a TFL on 1st down. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 18. And stepping up, firing downfield. It's caught by Agnew! Got behind the defense and makes another spectacular catch. I think 2 of the best plays made all year by Agnew came right here in this game. Drive continues. Cleveland, he's in! Touchdown, Buffalo! Back up by multiple possessions in the final minutes. What a play by Carl Agnew to set it up. 29-17, under a minute to go. And Snyder chased down again by Eric Sharp. Just too many losses here in the air. That pass is complete, a good one. Here Michigan needs a touchdown, onside kick, and another score. And right now, there's just not enough time. We're not giving them these completions or pass attempts into the end zone. Another one impacted. They're down to 2 seconds. They're not going to have enough time as Buffalo wins the round 1 matchup and avenges the sole playoff loss to the Wolverines back in the E.J. Colson era. Kenyon Traylor and the Buffalo Bulls celebrate another home victory, the final of the dynasty. Carl Agnew now has 3 games in a row of over 100 yards receiving. And again, he made 3 incredible plays in this game. He is a game changer. Without Oscar McNabb, I don't know, without Agnew's emergence, if we're in the playoff like this. 1 down as Buffalo defeats Michigan. On to round 2 against the champions of the ACC, the Miami Hurricanes. Here are the 8 teams remaining, and Syracuse is not among them after going down to Clemson. It is 2 consecutive losses for Syracuse as Miami beat them for the ACC title, and then Clemson gets the better of them. There will not be a rematch at any point between us and the Orange. Wow, what a game from Paul Sanderson, 234 yards, 3 touchdowns against that Syracuse defense that completely dominated us in our meeting this year. Our attention now turns to our second foe, the Miami Hurricanes. Oddly enough, the team that was my other series I spent a lot of time with here on College Football 25. Tavon Bond with 43 touchdowns and 9 interceptions leads the Canes into this game. Now, Miami is much more of an offensive-focused football team. Their numbers this year were really good. They're a great passing team, but they give up a lot of yards. They had one of the worst defenses in the ACC this year, giving up more points than any other team. And I feel like if you can't bring a challenge to us defensively in any significant way, that's an issue. The teams that have had success against us usually play great defense. So this is a matchup I liked for Buffalo coming in, especially with the way the team has thrown the ball lately. But I knew Miami would challenge us a little bit differently than the Wolverines. They're a 73% passing offense. And into their first possession, Tavon Bond's pass contested by Tyreek Carmona. And on 3rd down, we're in the backfield recording yet another sack. Hurricanes go 3 and out. Buffalo gets their day started. Kenyon Traylor heading to the air and going right back to Carl Agnew. We have finally found a consistent groove with him. And then DeMarco Lacombo starting his day with a gain of 9. Traylor then with the fake and fires it downfield to Roger Grimm. Thankfully, the defender following Agnew didn't see it. Drive continues. Lacombo to the 10 with the power and finishes with the touchdown. Another great DeMarco Lacombo highlight. What a season. As a junior, he's just gotten better and better. More efficient, more long runs, more highlight caliber plays. 7-0 Buffalo on the board. Miami sacked. Larry Wheeler with the play against Tavon Bond. 3rd down and 11 now for Miami. They're trying to throw outside, and the catch is made in front of Devontae Carrion. And they run up the middle, and that's a good play here for Mike Swain. Then the lead running back, Lamar Brents, breaks it out. And they're going to take it down into the red zone. Bond, short throw. They can't get into the end zone here, but continue to get closer. Trying to throw for 6 here, and Brian Dragosevich with great defense. Followed up with a 3rd down stuff by Anthony Titus. And Miami concedes and kicks the field goal. That was a very long drive. 19 plays taking over 10 minutes off the clock, but you don't get the touchdown. Moving ahead, Buffalo up 4 in the 2nd quarter. Crash on the option. Here's Traylor keeping it, cutting around 2 defenders. He gains 13 yards. Going back to DeMarco Lacumbo on first down, and he's able to get all the way outside, past the block of Roger Grimm, and then lower his shoulder and barrel through another defender. 3 carries, 51 yards. It's only the beginning. But Traylor, later on the drive, gets sacked on third down. The drive ends there. Indoors, no wind affecting the kick, and from 55, Charlie Bowanko regains that 7-point advantage. Here's Buffalo on defense with the Canes trying to throw outside. Brian Dragocevic with the diving near interception. 3rd and 10, they throw a screen. Here is Brents, and an awful angle taken by Spencer Jordan, who's playing in the place of Carlos Harmon here. Stephen Makovica gets a little shaken up. And around Titus here on the bubble screen. That's a nice catch and run into Bull territory. And Brents shakes the tackle, gets a block, and accelerates to the 20. I was impressed to see the Canes offense play this balanced. Brents continuing to run well, past the 5, driving into the end zone. Lamar Brents, the engine of this offense early on. And the Canes tie it at 10. Back and forth in this one. 5 minutes to play in the first half. We get Traylor out on the edge. And as he did against Michigan, going deep, but this time, good coverage on Carl Agnew. Facing 3rd and 6. Pocket collapses and time runs out. 2nd sack for Miami. Canes football inside of 4 minutes to play in the half. Setting up a screen, and it's thrown right to Stephen Makovica. And it's an interception for Buffalo. Bond just threw it right to him on the mid-screen. Nice catch, too. That's a heads-up play. Bulls take over near the 30. And another fake, rolling out Traylor, and Grimm makes a great catch once more at the 13. Buffalo out of the eye. Lacumbo loses the football. Miami recovers. Now on the field, this to me looked like a clear-cut fumble, but you have to take another look. And sure enough, the knee is down. We challenged successfully, maintain possession. 2:22 left. Quick screen. Roger Grimm hits the spin. Touchdown. And number 17 gets us to 17 on the scoreboard as Buffalo retakes the lead. Miami trying to respond. They spread the defense out here with 2 minutes to go. And Bond gets away from Wheeler, and then he's able to pick up a whole bunch of yards. 19 on the scramble. Now after the 2-minute warning hits, Bond on first down, throws it right back to the defense, intercepted. He threw it right to Devontae Carrion. Just locked on to his receiver and did not see that one of our best ball-hawking defensive backs was right in the area. Buffalo gets the ball back, up 7. Now, we're not able to do much moving the football, so we send out Charlie Bowanko. It's a 49-yard try, and that, too, is good. Buffalo, again, up 10. So after making the big mistake, do you stay aggressive if you're Miami? Well, of course they do, and off the rebound. This time they caught it. Carrion had tipped the pass, but it's complete in Buffalo territory. They still have a timeout. Bond across the middle and hauled in. 20 seconds left, 25 yards away. What a collision in midair. Spencer Jordan on the breakup. And on third down, pressure gets to Bond, and he's sacked with no timeouts left to try to get a field goal off. These last couple minutes really hurt the Canes going into the break. Buffalo leads 20-10. And on top of that, we get the ball coming out of halftime. You love a nice long drive here, but how about the speed of Keenan Cleveland? He's going to jet all the way out, down the sideline for 78. Touchdown, Buffalo. When he gets that crease, it's fun to watch him just speed past the defense. There's that acceleration. We slow play it there into the hole. And then it's time to embarrass the defense and make it a 17-point advantage. Into the next Buffalo drive. More Cleveland here. 8 yards on that carry. Then Traylor faking, and he's trying to win this game early. Agnew, no, it's knocked away. To 3rd and 2, though, and Cleveland again. This was going to be his time to really shine. DeMarco Lacumbo battling a little wear and tear, so nice to limit some of those carries. And then, yeah, that throw shouldn't happen. It is intercepted. Wanted to see Agnew hopefully get underneath some of that coverage as he was coming across. And Miami gets the ball, and they sure need it here as they trail by 3 possessions. Good bubble screen. Bond trying to bring him back. Pass gets caught. That's Kevin Giuliano, one of their top receivers. And Brent's carrying on 3rd down. His good day continues, making it goal to go. Brent's again, wide open space, his 2nd touchdown run, gets the Canes a bit closer, but still down multiple possessions. Buffalo trying to hold on to the ball on their next drive, facing 3rd and 9. That pass should have been picked. Ball has to come out even earlier than that. Back to Miami, hitting us with the quick screen. Giuliano with a spin and a 1st down. Into Buffalo territory, Bond rolling past Truman and up to the 36. Jamal Harper battling wear and tear. A lot of guys less than 100% here at this state. And Bond again on the scramble. He's cut down shy of the marker. They're going to try to keep chipping away. And the field goal makes this a touchdown game in the 4th quarter. Buffalo ball again. Still plenty of time left. And here the ball is out quick. Complete to Ray Dove. Critical yards as we get to 3rd and 1 and let Lacumbo get the rest. Following 3rd down for Buffalo. They need 9 and get it here. Throwing shy of the sticks and Grimm gets us across. Next 3rd down. We need 5 and don't have the time. Tight coverage again from Miami, trying to throw outside for Buck Giacobbe, but Miami's going to get this ball back. They are down 7. A chance to pull off a 2nd comeback. There's a good play, though, by Carrion, quickly making that tackle. Forcing 3rd down, and surprisingly, they try to run. Not fooling us. We get the ball back with 6 and change to go. Here's Lacumbo with a good cut and a powerful finish to this run on the gain of 7. 5 and change to go, looking for one more good drive essentially. Letting it develop for Agnew on the crossing pattern. To the Cane 44. Quieter day for Carl. But now Cleveland with a run. That goes for 6. Again, big 3rd down. We pick up the pressure and work to the outside. Nelly Jarrell all the way to the 21. We're in field goal range now, letting the clock run. This is Carlos Harms in the game. He gets us the 1st down. Can't give all of these to Lacumbo, especially when wear and tear is a little bit of a concern. We fake it then. That is Marco Ferreira. First catch of the season for the fullback. Can't get to the end zone. He gets us closer, and Carlos Harms breaks the plane and caps this drive off. Buffalo back up 2 possessions late. Close to clinching a spot in the semifinals. Just got to finish this game strong. Bond under pressure. He gets sacked for the 5th time. With 90 seconds to go, Bond over the middle. That's a big-time catch there. They get themselves a chance near midfield, but one timeout left, 60 seconds to go. It's intercepted. Down goes Jamal Harper, and that is going to do it. Another Tavon Bond mistake. This defense capitalizes yet again. 34-20 is your final. The Bulls make it past the ACC champs. Of course, last season we never won the ACC title. in this 9-year dynasty, we have one conference championship. That's it. Keenan Cleveland is the player of the game, and that big touchdown was a big part of our second half success. This is now the third time, too, we've won the Peach Bowl. This team is very good in Atlanta. 199 yards rushing, as they were much tougher against the pass. We couldn't get Carl Agnew going the same way we did over the previous 3 games. Canes ran the football pretty well. We gave up over 100 yards rushing to both running backs in the first 2 rounds. And in this game, we only threw for $122. A little bit different kind of win. Most of the time, DeMarco Lacumbo leads us in rushing, but not this time around. Roger Grimm led the way receiving 5 grabs, 65 yards, and the touchdown. Good job by the defense applying pressure and keeping Bond from making too many wide open throws, too. 3 interceptions, no touchdown passes given up. Who's next for Buffalo? They take on Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl. This is the semifinals in the college football playoffs, with Tennessee and Oregon playing in the Rose Bowl. And of course, this is a game to determine who goes to the national championship. Kenyon Traylor now with 21 touchdowns on the year, 8 interceptions. DeMarco Lacumbo 89 yards away from a 1,000-yard season, which he has never had before. And Carl Agnew in that first game against Michigan took his season over 1,000 yards receiving. Ole Miss is another pass-heavy SEC team. They have a great quarterback in Bradley Irving. Now, they were missing a couple key players. Running back Malcolm Conway, out. Tight end Robert Stoner, also out. But this team has put up some incredible numbers this season. Here's Bradley Irving, 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and over 4,000 yards, while being this team's leading rusher at the same time with 13 more scores. These are Heisman caliber numbers. They had 2,000-yard receivers, some ridiculous defensive talent too. Bill Johns, he has 20 sacks this year as a run-stopping linebacker. And they have one of the top interceptors this year. Devon Henderson had 7. John's numbers were best in the country. Henderson was second in interceptions this year, while Irving was 4th in touchdown passes. So here we go. It is the semifinals. Winner goes to the national championship. Here in the Sugar Bowl, it's Buffalo and Ole Miss. And we'll jump right into the beginning of this game. Ole Miss, pass heavy, 70% of the time. They're letting it rip. I knew we'd be challenged early on. Here is a bubble screen to get the Rebels underway. That goes for about 9. Irving then over the middle. They get their first conversion. And it's going to be throw after throw. They find some space here on the outside, and that's an 8-yard chunk. Irving off the fake, and great catch, absorbing the hit. Buffalo not doing much to throw off the rhythm as they pick up the blitz and get a big completion into Buffalo territory. 53 yards passing already. Then they hit us with the run, and that too is successful. Run defense hasn't been great here in the postseason. Back to the air with Irving. And it's into the red zone now where the defense tries to tighten up. Caught just outside the end zone. It comes down to a 3rd and goal. Ole Miss, they're going to throw and get 6 on the opening drive. And that's what their offense is all about. Not much pressure there from Buffalo, and we could not contest these throws. So now Buffalo's offense takes the field for the first time. Can they match that start? DeMarco Lacumbo in the backfield, and he has to cut it out and get taken down after a short gain. We go back to him, and he is stuffed, losing one. 3rd down on this opening drive, and we do avoid going 3 and out. It's Traylor to Buck Giacobbe. We always want to try establishing the run early. Here's Cleveland. He gets a nice gain of 5. Again facing 3rd down, and Traylor doesn't have the time. Ole Miss with the sack. Right guard Addison Rhodes, he's beat on this play, and Buffalo's drive comes to an end. Ole Miss takes over again, and he answers this time. Off the fake, closing in, and somehow avoiding the sack. Very fortunate play. Keeps them from having a big loss. And then on third down, very accurate ball by Bradley Irving to the outside. Extends this drive. On second down, good route. Sitting it down in Buffalo territory, another conversion. Third down later on the drive, and this throw from Irving gets them all the way inside the 10. 36 yards. Just a perfect throw to Melvin Sermon. Ole Miss set up to extend their early lead. Running from the 6 and denied near the 1. Last time they threw it in this spot. This time they stick with the run and score. We go down 2 possessions early. Sam Manning with the touchdown, and this does not look good early. Buffalo needs to get some offense. We try to get the ball to Carl Agnew, and he can only gain 2. On second down, Lacombo met again, and no gain on the play. Run game not getting established. We're forced to throw it, and that was a little bit behind, slowing down Agnew's momentum. And we're not going for it here. It's a full yard to go. We punt it back to Ole Miss, knowing that if we don't start playing some defense, that we're in deep trouble. Bradley Irving, nice throw and catch on the outside. Truman gets beat on the play. I'm scrambling here to make adjustments. We're going to get Kamani Ringo in the game. He hasn't played a whole lot, but he is good in coverage. Didn't expect to see too much running here in this game. And a missed tackle for Carlos Harmon. Irving, an excellent runner, gets the first. They're back in Buffalo territory, and there's Ringo in the game. But then Braden Augustine is shaken up. In this case, it wasn't serious, but he's out of the game here, and they gash us again up the middle with the run. We try to bring some pressure, force them to make a good play, and what do? They make it. Ole Miss marching down the field again after 2 straight touchdown drives. Buffalo with no answers. Nice move. And if they can run in addition while we're banged up, Augustine forced to leave again, what can you even do? Here's Irving throwing just shy of the end zone. They get it to the 1. I'm looking at our defensive line here. Augustine's not 100%. Quarterman's banged up. And I'm shuffling things around to try and rest those guys a bit. Second and goal, and the pass gets jumped. Intercepted Devontae Carrion. We were so close to going down 21-0. What a gift to now only be trailing by 7. We have hope. Devontae Carrion gets around the block, jumps the bubble screen, and he takes it all the way. A play that can save a season right there. 14-7 though. Defense still has to find ways to get stops. Carrion's in there. Ball comes out and Ole Miss nearly recovers. Amir Quarterman shaken up, and we're seeing some of our key players have to leave left and right. Here's a fake from Irving and caught. Trying to contest these throws just isn't enough. We're not getting our hands on any footballs either. We're talking about one of the best quarterbacks here in college football, as Irving finally is brought down on the play. He's sacked by Amir Quarterman. Later on the drive, third down, Irving steps up and goes down again. The Stars got to step up for us. Quarterman with 2 sacks on the possession. We get it back. Momentum has shifted. And on the return, Jimmy Sampson with a crease across the 30. Good run back. Now can the offense put together their first good possession? Heading to the air with trailer, complete to Nelly Jarrell, getting the first down. With just over 60 seconds to go, it's Agnew trying to get him into the game. He makes the catch for 6, and then another 7 or so on the first down grab. 38 seconds to play, wide open, Giacobbe to the 20, Buffalo getting closer, and here Traylor going to the end zone, and that pass gets intercepted. Looking for the tie and denied. I thought we were going to have Carl Agnew here. I'm thinking he's going to break out here, easily win that route, but then the defender comes off of Giacobbe, undercuts it, 14, ruins the entire play. And it's a big interception as we go into the halftime here, down 14-7. There was a chance for this to be 21-0, 14-14. To even be in this situation, I felt was very lucky for us. But we didn't have the football much in that first half. And as a matter of fact, we had negative rushing yards. 5 carries for the running backs in the first half. So we have to get that going in the second now. Lacumbo pushed ahead, and now Carl Agnew is down on one knee and having to come out of the game. Lacumbo to the right, and finally breaking one open here. The stiff arm across midfield. Gotta get him going, especially if Agnew's not out there. Traylor setting up a screen. This is Cleveland now. He's got the first down, heads out, and Traylor's hurt now. What happened? It's a screen. They get to him, though, and land on his throwing arm, and that's where the damage is. He's got to come out of the game for Karifi Jeffrey. With no Carl Agnew on the field, the backup quarterback is in, and the run isn't doing what we need it to. Jeffrey to the air, throwing complete for Giacobbe, and it's 3rd and 9. Jeffrey in the pocket, trying to evade pressure and extend the play as long as he can, but he goes down. And we send out the field goal team. 53 yards for Charlie Bowanko. And this kick never had a chance. When the accuracy is so bad like that, I usually screw up the power because I'm staring at the accuracy bar instead. 14-7, Ole Miss ball again. We're desperate to keep it close. We're missing players. We can't give up another big player, a touchdown here. Good run by Irving. Later, 3rd and 5, and he's got plenty of time to scan and find the open receiver. Over 200 yards passing. Now on the screen. This is going to go for another Ole Miss first down. Back down the field they go. Wanting it all here. Intercepted in the end zone. Devin Hester with the big play. The defense has done it again. Not letting Ole Miss build up that big lead. We get it back, but Agnew and Traylor would stay out of the game. I felt like it was better to wait for them to have a little more time to recover. In the meantime, Karifi Jeffrey throws short. Pass held on to that time by Jarrell. And Lacumbo, big conversion. He runs ahead for 7. This would be the perfect time for us to run the ball well. But we get caught on 3rd down. And Ben Van Roten filling in for Agnew. He gets us that first down. We're moving the ball here with Karifi Jeffrey. That's Dove now on the reception. 3rd down and 7. Still a passing situation. And caught by Giacobbe. Down to the 15. Next man up for Buffalo. A resilient effort as Jeffrey tries to take it inside the 5. Giacobbe unable to make the catch. Later it's 3rd and 15. Jeffrey out of the pocket, and our best chance there was to go cross body for Giacobbe, and instead it's a sack. Field goal team comes out to open the 4th. This kick is a little bit better, and it's 14-10. Still in this game. Ole Miss on their next drive facing 3rd down. We send 5, and Irving beats it. Nice catch against Devontae Carrion. At their own 42, that's going to be another first down. They do get into plus territory. We're trying to jam, disrupt these throws any way we can, but they keep finding ways to convert on 3rd down. One of the best 3rd down teams we've seen this year. A good screen setup. They head inside the 20 on this play, 14 yards. And now with 4 minutes left to go, 3rd and 4, not getting close to the quarterback, and he's got a touchdown. We're playing more one-on-one too, just whatever it takes to try and disrupt these throws, but going across the field through traffic, not easy. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Melvin Sermon makes it 21-10. And at this point, we do put Agnew and Traylor back in the game, but there's only 4 minutes left. Here is Jimmy Sampson getting out of bounds. We have to save as much time as we can. Now he floats, hitting Jarrell. That's a 9-yard pickup. Sampson getting the carry as he gets first down yardage. We keep Jimmy in here for all the passing situations we're in. Then Giacobbe inside the 30. We're making good time. No, we really need the touchdown. Agnew a catch, trying to leap out of bounds to protect him. He gets upended. Now on second down, pressure gets through and down goes Traylor. And this was not an easy defense to try to pick up these long third downs against. But it's Traylor finding Giacobbe! Touchdown Buffalo! It ain't over! They get pressure, but he lets this go and it wobbles right to him. Busted coverage. Buffalo makes this a one-possession game. We do attempt a 2-point conversion with 2:17 to go. And this one is intercepted by the defense, so it's a 5-point game. We have 3 points of wiggle room, but ideally we get the ball back without them touching the ball. Onside kick, and picked up by Ole Miss. We got to get a stop. Against certain teams, I'll kick it deep there and try to get a 3-and-out. In this case, with how good their offense was, the low chance of a recovery I thought was worth it. But Ole Miss comes out throwing. To my surprise, they do not just run the ball. They're playing their game. What a catch made by Sermon. 2:11 to go. Rolling and dumping off on first down. It's a flag on the play. They get us for unnecessary roughness. First down. Take it inside the 5, trying to end it. The run does get stuffed by Quarterman. The next play, denied. One more maybe, 3rd and goal. Third straight run. We're all over it with Makovica, and we're only going to allow the field goal try. We are going to have a chance after all. Field goal is good, so it takes a touchdown and the 2-point try. Here it is. 2 minutes left to go for Kenyon Traylor, trying to go back to the title game. He finds Grimm to start this drive off. Get the first down now at the 35, and he's going to send it downfield. One-on-one, Agnew could not bring it down. And you can see with the pressure that Jarrell is wide open underneath. When I saw there was a blitz here, I knew we had Agnew one-on-one. I'm not expecting anyone to be wide open. We're going for our best player there. Instead, 3rd and 10. Now we go to Jarrell. Isolate him in space. He wins the route to the outside. 1:15 left to go, and Traylor hit again. Long developing play. And a big day for Kieris Davey. 43 seconds to go. Under pressure again. Can't get it there. Incomplete. Intended for Jarrell. Leaving us with 4th and 12 and our season on the line. Carl Agnew had to come out of the game. And here's Traylor throwing incomplete. Trying to find Ben Van Roten if he can just get on the other side of that linebacker. And we did not have the time. And Ole Miss has ended our season and our title defense here in the Sugar Bowl. Buffalo cannot get back to the national championship as we go down 24-16. The champions have been taken out. Great game played by Ole Miss. And it's actually surprising that this didn't turn into a bit of a blowout. We made so many plays to keep it close, fought through so many injuries. Just felt like everybody was wore out here in what was the 15th game of our season. And we just didn't have enough here to close it out. A great run though, a fun season, but bittersweet as this is how the series will come to an end. We did not play our best game late. We didn't even run the ball well whatsoever. I mean, we couldn't really run the ball early on. We tried and then get caught on third down, don't get it. Then we spend half the game, or much more than half, on defense. Just kind of the perfect storm there. If there's anything that's really hurt us, it's these elite quarterbacks we do not have an answer for. Thomas Calcaterra beat us, David Ogbonna, now Bradley Irving. Ole Miss goes to the title game where they meet Oregon, who win 50-42 over Tennessee. We have now finished 9 seasons in the Buffalo Dynasty. This is more than I've ever done in a 12-month period with any team, playing every play of every game for every season. We didn't throw double-digit interceptions this year. That's a 2-season streak. Lacumbo, 951 yards. Really sad we could not get him to 1,000, and I was expecting that could be the last game of his career. We are going to take this up to players leaving, so you'll see who decides or what decisions are ultimately for every player. Lacumbo does end up tying Jarrett Patterson's record for Buffalo's single-season rushing touchdowns at 19. Carl Agnew, 1,058 yards, 7 touchdowns for the redshirt freshman. Of course, if we were to spend more time in this series seeing his story unfold, and more of Kenyon Traylor would be on top of my list of things to enjoy there. Here are career stats, by the way, but as we wrap up the final minutes here of the Buffalo Dynasty, I again just want to thank everybody for all the support here the last year. This is episode 121. All of it done in a year's time. I have never grinded a series quite like this one. I've had longer series, but in 12 months, I've never done more. A lot of great legends came out of this series, and thankfully, before all is said and done, we did win a national championship. Just could not repeat. As we have finished up these last few seasons here in the Dynasty, I've also thought about my future plans and what I'll be doing for future dynasties. I am looking to make some changes going into College Football 26, and I'll be talking about that here in the coming days as I'm moving on to College Football 26, it looks like tomorrow. There will not be a long-term simulation for this series, however. I am now looking to just leave these series be, and if I ever want to come back to it, then I have that option. But I really don't have any interest in doing a long-term simulation. Oregon does win the national championship this year. They actually blew out Ole Miss. I thought Ole Miss, after beating us, was going to go win the title, but they didn't even come close as Pat Bars was the better quarterback, and the Ducks are the champions at the end of our journey. I did at least get us to players leaving, as we had a number of juniors who could decide to go to the pros early, and none actually did. It's just all the players that graduate. Nobody's transferring away. No one's going pro early. We end up with a pretty sizable graduating class. And 5 of those players end up getting drafted. Stephen Makovica in round 1, Larry Wheeler round 4, Brian Dragosevich and Tyreek Carmona in the 5th, and then D'Angelo Meyer sneaks into the 7th round. Head coach Adam Kane is going to end his time in this series with a lot of success. We've actually only had 2 first-rounders drafted here in the series. I'm sure some of these numbers might not be complete, like the number of first downs, but I do think a lot of these numbers are cumulative over the course of our journey here. So over 400 offensive touchdowns, 82 victories, 1 national championship in 9 seasons. I'm very happy with all that was accomplished here with this team that began as a 1-star program, took a step back into being a 0-star program, and then the real work had to be done. We went through a lot of fun eras, so many starting quarterbacks. This is more starting quarterbacks than like any of my series have had in 9 years, because we just could not have continuity there for so many different reasons. As a little preview to you guys, I do want to let you know that when I get College Football 26 content going, I will be doing a Road to Glory. And perhaps you're not aware, the brother of Jimmy Sampson is about to get his college football career underway. And maybe we'll see more of these players down the road because there are some legendary names. DeMarco Lacumbo in the NFL, I feel like that's got to happen at some point. Maybe Kenyon Traylor's story will continue at some point as well. I know Season 9 was a very different experience, but I hope you guys enjoyed what I put together in this final year. It was different, and I think very good for me to experiment with something new. But it's time for the Buffalo Dynasty to come to an end as we prepare for what's to come in College Football 26. Thank you all again for the final time here in the Buffalo Dynasty. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that now to prepare for what is ahead. And I'll be seeing you all in whatever adventure awaits us next. Take care, everybody, and have a great day.